It's clear that climate catastrophe is here, and we are left to wonder, what do we do now? Well, more recycling clearly won't cut it. Even all our petitions seem kind of feeble considering the wealth and the power that we're up against. Big oil, big agriculture, and their banking and insurance allies continue to increase their profits, that's our money, as they threaten life on our planet. With their lobbying and advertising, spending our money, and acting collectively, they have convinced many Americans that there's no crisis. They say, we don't need change. They say, just trust us to eventually solve the problem. These are villains, and too many of our political leaders lack the moral courage to stop them. Climate litigation seems promising, but it's slow, and our courts also are not reliable. So if we cannot count on corporate and political leaders or on the courts, if we can't be sure we'll succeed by just mailing it in with our petitions, what do we older Americans have to work with? Well, good news. There are a lot of us, and plenty of us, who are willing to face up to global warming and stop it. We elders have so much more power than we may realize. The silent generation and baby boom generation together make up over 25% of all Americans. Add us to Gen Z and millennials, we will be unstoppable if, and this is a big if, we take collective action. Oh, and older Americans vote. We are the largest US voting bloc. Politicians listen to us if, that's another big if, we make clear to them in one voice what we want. So that's where turning out in person matters. We must start showing up all together to put pressure on our elected officials, to join protests, to call out the issues that we're going to vote for, to build our movement by talking about it with everybody. There are studies that confirm a surprising thing called the 3.5% rule. It says movements that engage at least 3.5% of a population have never failed to bring about the change they demand. It may not happen overnight, but it never fails. That's 3.5%, 11 million Americans, our families, our friends and neighbors. We must help them get engaged. Again, the silent generation and baby boomers alone are over 25% of the population. We can beat the 3.5% rule. And the words movement and engaged are key words of the rule. It requires taking action in person as part of a movement. To build this movement, we have to talk about it. A Yale study found that 2 out of 3 Americans say they rarely or never hear anyone talking about climate change in their personal lives. 2 out of 3 Americans. So we must all start now saying we are personally part of the movement to stop global warming. We need to talk to everybody all the time. We need to wear the t-shirts and put up our signs. So yes, we climate people are alarmists. We're also optimistic. Sitting there all alone with worry and fear is really bad for your health. Being part of a movement builds optimism. It's good for you. So how do we get people engaged as climate activists? We say, today, join 2 climate organizations, a local one and a national one like Elders Climate Action. Find them online or just ask around. There are some in every community. Sign up and then show up. No expertise is needed. Whatever skills you bring, you will be welcome. Don't fool yourself that you are not needed. It's all about our numbers and being there in person.